And so now we've worked our way to the portion of this chapter where he's talking about reason, God and reason.
Right.
And he says that critics of religion often pride themselves on their rationality, right? And that, they like to cast the debate in terms of reason versus faith, right? But he says in reality, there's no conflict between reason and belief in God. For, there are excellent reasons, he tells us, to believe in God.
2,000 years of church history, we haven't thought of anything before new atheism came about. Yeah.
So, at this point, he says that he wants to make a more provocative claim, right? Not that there are excellent reasons to believe that in God, but our very ability to reason presupposes the existence of God.
Right. So what you're saying is you can't reason if you don't believe in God.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying is the ability to reason presupposes the existence of God.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not making what might be called an epistemological claim about my beliefs. I'm making a metaphysical or an ontological claim about the existence, where they come from, their source, that sort of thing.
A very important distinction that always gets lost in the mail. Yeah. So just as we take for granted our ability to make meaningful moral judgments, so we take for granted our ability to reason. And this is absolutely true. If you're a kid and you're wanting that cookie, you're thinking, okay, if I take the cookie now, I'll take the punishment. And so you weigh those options. Well, no. So sometimes you just go for the cookie. Right? That's right. But there's some concept of even there of, I remember
making some determinations, some discriminating between various choices and the consequences and that sort of thing. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And how good the cookies is going to taste.
Whether or not my backside can resist the cookies. So it takes for granted our ability to reason, to judge between truth and falsehood, to extend our knowledge of the world using logical inferences and evaluation of evidence, and decide what's reasonable and what's unreasonable. All this seems to be taken for granted. Again, we talked about Mitch Stokes last time, and of course we keep bringing him up because it did such a good job of saying the very fact that we trust in our reason alone, the ability that we can reason. How can we, in this ever-changing evolutionary designed small d universe, how can we even assume that what we reason gives us truth, or gives us accuracy, or continues to be relied upon in the future?
Right, and so that's exactly what Anderson here is going to double down on, that same issue that we saw with regard to Mitch Stokes.
Yes.
He says no other species on this planet has the ability to reason as we do.
Or at least they haven't been telling us.
That's right. Not only are we able to reason, we're also able to recognize and reflect our ability to reason, right? So we can reason about reason, right, itself, right?
Then reason about the reason that we reason?
In fact, that's what we're doing right now, right? Reasoning about reason.
Turtles all the way down.
So yes, how then can we account for this truly remarkable human ability, the indispensable, feature of our lives, we might say, right? Well, once again, he says that we can find that the Christian worldview makes excellent sense of this obvious fact. The ultimate reality is a rational reality, right? And so God is the supreme intellect. Since God is both perfect and personal, he knows and understands all truths. But more than that, he knows and understands how every truth is related to every other truth, right? And so what this means is that our universe has its source in a rational mind, right? So that's how we're able to. Right?
That's why you need a mind out there in the universe.